Oh boy, WNBA fans, y'all are screwed. Look at that. Caitlin Clark is out 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Do you know how bad the WNBA ratings are going to be for the next 2 weeks? Nobody watches the WNBA at all if it's not for Caitlin Clark in the first place. Now that she is hurt, who in the world is going to watch these games? Who in the world is going to watch a WNBA game without the biggest star the sport has seen ever? Like, this is going to be hilarious the next couple of weeks when these ABC stations, TNT, ESPN, see how bad the ratings are when Caitlin Clark isn't playing. And then all the players are going to see, oh wow, we actually need Caitlin Clark to play in these games for us to try to make money.
When one athlete is holding up the entire WNBA like she's hauling a mattress up a spiral staircase, you know something wild is going on. Caitlin Clark isn't just a star player, she's basically the plotline, the headline, and the main attraction at every arena concession stand. She's got ESPN doing backflips in gratitude and Fox Sports considering renaming themselves Clark Sports. If TV networks had a soul, they would be offering her eternal hugs and free pizza for life.
Caitlin Clark has just been ruled out for the next 2 weeks, and ticket sales are already down 75%. So if you didn't know, Caitlin Clark injured her hamstring and is out for the next 2 weeks, including 2 road games. One of those games being against the Chicago Sky and Angel Reese, where they have a very heated rivalry. Just 2 days ago, the cheapest ticket to get into the Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever game was $86, and now it's down to $25. This is also against the same person who said the reason people come to watch the WNBA is because of her, talking about Angel Reese, but she cannot even keep the ticket prices up.
We're not just talking big numbers, we're talking bonkers boardroom executives spitting out their latte kind of numbers, the kind the league probably assumed had gone extinct with the dinosaurs. People who haven't watched women's hoops since Cheryl Swoops had her own sneaker line are now glued to their screens.
The teams that Caitlin Clark was supposed to play against over these next 2 weeks also already rented out a bigger stadium because of how many people they were expecting to have show up to see Caitlin Clark play. And because the WNBA is only about 40 games, she is missing a huge chunk of time with being out 2 weeks in June.
It's like March Madness suddenly became a year-round subscription and Caitlin's the one ringing the register. But how does the WNBA treat this phenomenon like a vending machine, helpful but replaceable? Caitlin's giving them platinum and they're acting like she's handing out coupons to a roller rink. Let us know in the comments below if you think the WNBA deserves this train wreck. Let's go.
WNBA's got a real ratings problem, okay? The ratings came out for the Indiana Fever without Caitlin Clark game. I saw some people actually trying to spin this as a positive, and I was like, they're like 235,000 viewers.
Seriously, the welcome mat for Clark looked more like a yoga mat someone found at a thrift store. Instead of charter flights, she got sardine seating. Instead of spotlight treatment, she got the kind of schedule that would make a coal miner ask for hazard pay. If there's a playbook for how not to nurture a generational talent, the WNBA is giving a masterclass. Meanwhile, Clark's out here playing MVP-level ball while enduring jealous side eyes and shoulder shoves from players who think defense means WWE-style body slams. Honestly, if Caitlin Clark is the league's meal ticket, they're treating her like expired leftovers. And now that she's injured, you could hear the WNBA front office gulping in unison like someone pulled the plug on their life support.
She came into the league last year with no break whatsoever between the college game and the pro game and did her thing. Ended up as an all-star, ended up being 4th in the league in MVP voting, was the clear winner for Rookie of the Year. No competition whatsoever in that regard when it was really all said and done. We know what she brings to the table. But people wanted to hate because why? You had a bunch of players in this league that watched this young white girl come along and take the league by storm, and they resented it because they saw the marketing prowess that she had.
Because let's be real, her injury wasn't just a team issue, it was a full-blown league crisis. The panic at WNBA HQ could probably be felt on the Ritter scale. One quad strain later and suddenly it's back to echoey gyms and scoreboard operators taking naps. Without Clark, the buzz vanished faster than Angel Reese in a crunch-time fourth quarter. Yeah, I said it.
Clark was the WNBA's Rookie of the Year last season and a first-team All-WNBA selection. So far, she's averaging 19 points and the league-leading 9.3 assists through 4 games this season. I could give a damn about that last part. I don't care about her leading the league in assists. I don't care about the points that she's averaging because I already know that the young lady can ball. She is special. What I'm interested in is what somebody tweeted me and asked about earlier today that I want to show you right now. Put this tweet up, please. so our audience can see it here, at 4th Gen Bucci, Bucci. Right, Stephen A. Smith. Can the WNBA keep itself afloat while CC, as in Caitlin Clark, is out?
The online meltdown was instant. Twitter turned into a group therapy session. Fans aren't just bummed, they're mad because this train wreck was so avoidable. You burn a player out like she's a temp worker on a 16-hour shift, make her play 5 games in 8 days, let defenders hammer her like a piñata, and now you act surprised she's injured. Please. Clark's been treated like a one-woman Broadway show with a stage held together by duct tape while other players chill in the wings like understudies waiting to pounce.
Caitlin Clark effect is alive and well, but unfortunately for the WNBA, she's now out for a minimum of 2 weeks before she gets reevaluated. So they might not see numbers like this for quite some time. This next Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky game, June 7th, I believe, that's going to be on CBS as well. You think that's going to draw 2.7? I can assure you it won't. You think that's going to draw over 2 million? I can assure you that won't.
Let's talk receipts. The viewership for Clark's games towers over the rest of the schedule like Shaq at a 6th grade dance. She plays and the arena pulses. She sits and it's crickets and cardboard cutouts. Ratings without her look like someone pulled the plug on the power grid. It's not just less exciting, it's commercial break during church levels of dull. If Caitlin Clark sneezes, 3 networks prepare emergency programming. That's star power. And how does the WNBA respond? By tossing her into matchups with defenders built like linebackers and referees who might as well be sponsored by Angel Reese's PR team. Clark's been absorbing fouls that would warrant jail time in most countries. Meanwhile, Reese is out there pretending she's an underdog while sneaking in cheap shots and calling it passion. Angel, we see you. It's envy dressed up as hustle.
We need her to play for us to get views, so maybe we should stop hurting her. Oh, maybe they'll finally see that they need Caitlin Clark. I mean, I can't believe we even have to discuss this, that she's even, I mean, if you don't think she's the biggest star in the sport, you're delusional. This girl carries not only her team, but her sport and her league. She carries the league, and you're going to find out.
The league didn't just overplay Clark, they milked her like she was the last cow on earth and forgot to feed her. She's logging massive minutes, drawing triple teams and carrying Indiana on her back like a superhero with no backup. And now that she's hurt, the WNBA is looking around like someone just unplugged their Wi-Fi. Who's the next attraction? Sorry, but Reese's 2-point layups and scowling doesn't exactly make Sports Center's A-block.
The Fever stink without Caitlin Clark. It is rough. It has been a rough stretch. I thought that Indiana would split the 4 games that she was out if she was going to be out 4 games. I guess that's still on the table.
Let me be clear about this. If Caitlin Clark were not in the WNBA, we would not be talking about the WNBA. She's the only ticket draw in the WNBA. A large percentage of all tickets sold in the WNBA are so people can watch Caitlin Clark play basketball. No one cares about Angel Reese. She'd be drawing flies if she were playing not against Caitlin Clark on the court right now. Angel Reese has basically become the Bill Laimbeer to Caitlin Clark's Larry Bird, essentially. That is where we now are.
WNBA, they're having troubles with tickets now because I think Caitlin Clark is out for what? How many weeks is she out? She's rolled out for the June 7th game. That's when she was supposed to meet up with Angel Reese again. And Chicago Sky, and there's a massive drop in ticket sales.
The Fever stink without Caitlin Clark. It is rough. It has been a rough stretch. I thought that Indiana would split the 4 games that she was out if she was going to be out 4 games. I guess that's still on the table.
The Indiana Fever literally just gave everything they had against the worst team in the league, and they still lost. You still lost. That was probably the best performance you're going to get in this stretch of games without Caitlin Clark down that stretch. I mean, they came back from down 15 points. They went on a 16-0 run. I just had the miserable task of watching the Indiana Fever play basketball without Caitlin Clark. There were a whole lot of things wrong with this game on the basketball side of things. Obviously, the Indiana Fever's interior defense was horrible. If you watched this game, you saw them give up, I think, over 50 points in the paint. Aaliyah Boston looked like a cone down there. It was literally horrible to watch. I haven't seen a team play that bad interior defense in a long time. They were not even trying. It's like Caitlin Clark wasn't playing out there, and they decided, you know what, since Caitlin Clark isn't playing, we're not even going to try. We know we're going to lose. It was horrible to watch. This is a game you could have won against the youngest team in the league. You're playing against a bunch of rookies out there. This was a winnable game for the Indiana Fever. This team, mind you, with Caitlin Clark, literally lost by 2 to the New York Liberty, which is the championship team last year. And without Caitlin Clark, you look trash out there. And it's not even that they look trash. They are boring to watch.
Just embarrassing. This was an embarrassing game. Stephanie White
down 12 points with 6 seconds to go, just called a timeout. She just called a timeout. This was a absolute embarrassment. An embarrassing performance from the Indiana Fever.
The Indiana Fever lose to a young Washington Mystics team, 83-77. Look lost without Caitlin Clark.
So, the Indiana Fever did not look good without Caitlin Clark. I guess that would be an understatement. Look, I mean, it's not that surprising to see the drop-off for the Fever without Clark. This Caitlin Clark effect, if you will. Because so often what's talked about is her impact on interest or economics, but all of that is based on her abilities as a basketball player.